I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp, and on my new podcast, Bite Back with Abby Sharp, I'll be dismantling the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that keeps us in a cycle of self-loathing and food fear. Join me every Tuesday for expert interviews, engaging conversations, and my signature science and sass to bust myths, correct misinformation, and help you break free from diet culture for good. Listen for free on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby, the Joe portion of the show returns tomorrow morning. No, Wednesday, right?
I think he's back tomorrow.
I want to say he's back on Wednesday. Why don't we know this?
I have, you know me, I like to keep track of the schedules.
Then I'll go with you.
As far as I know.
Iron Mike will know.
You know, I'm going to look at the flight schedules and see when he's coming in.
I'm going to say Wednesday, but Iron Mike will know, and he never doesn't listen. So he'll message us in 10, 9, 8. Anyway,
this is the funny thing about Joe, though. It's like if he's on the same like Vegas flight that I had, the one that I missed going there on, but on the flight back, you're usually getting quite late. And knowing Joe, he's going to come to work the next day.
Oh, yeah, that won't stop him. No, that's not part of the issue.
I think he gets back late tonight.
And so you're going with back.
I think he's back tomorrow.
You're saying back tomorrow. I'm saying back Wednesday. Anyway, he's back sometime this week.
That's so kind of you to just give him an extra day, Phil.
Well, I think, no.
I know you think it's Wednesday, but.
You're positive. You're like 100% positive he's back tomorrow.
Of course I talk like I know I'm right.
Well, anyway, we'll figure that out this morning. It really doesn't matter. The man's having a great time in Vegas. I saw he was at the F1.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's got to be super cool.
I had some people mentioning that to me over the weekend that he was at F1, and it's like, oh, I'm jealous. That's
going
once in a lifetime.
I've gone to drag races in small town Alberta where there's a
little
drag
different.
strip. And,
We've all been to drag races, Kirby.
But it's nothing like that.
Kind of close. Kind of sort of similar. I was at a drag race in Alberta once. The weather, I thought we were supposed to get 5 centimeters on Sunday. That did not materialize at all. Not even close. We're getting just dustings, barely in Winnipeg anyway.
Yeah, and today is really the only day, according to Environment Canada's forecast for the week, that we're going to see flurries at this point in time. Mm-hmm. And that's only a 60% chance. Yeah. Yesterday it was so romantic, though. I was out at Pine Ridge Hollow, and it was like being in a Hallmark movie. I swear to God, it was like that nice dusting of snow coming down as you're walking around with a coffee in your hand.
I know what you're saying because I am you're not going to meet a bigger fan of snow, especially in November and December. That's that's when I like my snow.
Yeah.
But not enough, Kirby, for that romantic Hallmark feel. It's not enough yet. It's what's coming down and what's staying is dust. It's not, there's no, you need for that feel that you're talking, and you felt like that, and that's great. But what I'm saying is for that, I need a little more. There's no snow. There's it's non-existent right now.
I mean, you just had to be there.
Okay.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Call the Bone phone. 780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
So 511, that's where you get your highway condition updates from. And this person has a question about that.
Hey, good morning, Philly Joe and Kirby. Listening to your show this morning, and another listener putting in information, answering questions for all of us. And so I have a question that I'm hoping your listeners can answer for me. It's something I've been thinking about on and off throughout the years, and it's about 511. Does anybody know who has the authority to make the road condition reports on 511? Does it have to be a Manitoba provincial highway person? Can anybody that works on the roads for a municipality? Or can a Joe Schmo just, is there a number where you go, hey, yeah, the roads here are really icy from this place to this place?
Well, I don't know Joe Schmo really well, but I can say this. I would assume, and I don't know for a fact, but I would assume that's RCMP in conjunction with Manitoba Highways?
It's the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure that runs it.
I know who runs it. I'm saying who, it can't be just them. that have
They go off of live cameras, basically. Like, there's multiple cameras set up along the highways that they monitor.
Okay.
And I think that a lot of the judgment on how covered they are, and like the other things they cover, whether it's like a closure or construction or whatever, like that's all camera based too. And then I would assume that, the RCMP would.
They might get recommendations from them sometimes.
Yeah,
possibly.
But it's certainly not like one of those things that just you or I
tip line. It's not a tip line, I don't think.
We're not entering like any of the information on there.
Well, not entering, but I wonder if they take tips. Anyway, like if you have more info on that, we always love, like the caller said, like that nice woman said, the bone phone and the text line always answer questions. So I'm sure we'll get some further clarification on that. Speaking of questions, a question about our podcast, which I will let Kirby handle.
This is my bone. What the is with your podcast? How do I find it? I am trying to find it. You're not on Spotify. You're not on nothing. Like, how do I find you? I want to hear stuff. Help me here.
So, best way to find the podcast? I mean, I have no problem finding it, but Curbs?
Yeah, like if you're looking at Spotify, like I'm opening the app right now, all you would type in is Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
And it comes up?
And it immediately comes up.
Oh, so I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. It is on Spotify.
Yes, and it's on anywhere else that you listen to podcasts, like Apple, Google.
I subscribe to it, so I get it I get a notification every day.
Yeah.
When it's available. And if you're wondering, it's the show condensed into 30 minutes. So
with an extra.
With an extra that is not contained within the show. So it's an extra topic that we cover or whatever. It's off the wall, behind the scenes lots of times. So, yeah, we encourage you. We've had great feedback and a lot of people checking out the podcast. All right, this one's for me this morning.
Good morning, PJK. Well, that's only if Joe's back from Vegas. But happy Monday to everybody. Well, maybe not for Philly, but hey, all of us cheeseheads are having a great day. Dude, let this be a lesson. Never pick your team. And this will teach the two of you for picking on us cheeseheads. Have a great week, all. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Victory lap. Look,
wow.
The Packers haven't beat the 49ers very often the past few years in the Kyle Shanahan era, and the Niners have knocked them out of the playoffs a bunch of times recently, so I get it. Victory lap, and I'll say this, I didn't know that Brock Purdy wasn't going to play, and the Niners have tons of injuries. But still, good on the Packers. They knocked the piss out of the 49ers. And it was hard to watch. I'm going to be honest, as a fan, it wasn't a good day for me.
Well, I'm sorry, Phil.
I needed to put on a Christmas movie, and luckily we have Lisa with some suggestions.
Oh,
yeah, she loves this time of year.
My favorite movie at Christmas time, It's a Wonderful Life. Second one, Elf, with Will Ferrell. Third one, I don't know. Anyways.
No third. No.
Cheers and have a wonderful life.
Hey, you know what?
Wonderful life.
She's Lisa, I'm telling you, I relate to her.
Does that make you feel better?
Because I love A Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And I love Elf, but I'd put Christmas Vacation. I would say Christmas Vacation 1, Wonderful Life 2, and then Elf probably.
Is your wife all over these new ones that are popping up?
Every Hallmark, your prototypical story, right? All
there's
those
one
Hallmark
in
movies.
particular, and I wonder if Stacey's listening right now. It's like this thing on Netflix called Hot Frosty. And it's about this, like...
Is it a comedy?
It's about Frosty the Snowman. It's like this guy who's like hot, I guess, and he's like the Frosty the Snowman. I don't know. It's getting a lot of buzz on Netflix, and I'm like, this has Stacey written all over it.
Ben Stiller has one coming out.
Oh, okay, like a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I want to say it's called Nutcrackers or something.
I would watch that because it's Ben Stiller.
I saw the trailer. Yeah, it looks pretty good, actually.
But the Hallmark ones, I'm just like...
No, can't do it?
Like, they're all the same. Like, a girl moves back to her small town, and she's there to help her mother with the flower store that's going under.
She's too busy. Yeah, she's a businesswoman. She's too busy for Christmas, and she meets the guy who runs the Christmas tree lot, and
But she's got to go back to the city.
But she can't because she's in love with that guy.
I know!
Oh,
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby's Entertainment Rundown.
The Entertainment Rundown, Kirby. By the way, we're going to start doing this at this time every day. It's a daily feature where we have a look at what's going on in the entertainment world. I'll talk box office and movies. $270 million combined worldwide for Wicked and Gladiator 2. making it one of the busiest movie-going weekends of the year. Wicked led the way, big-budget musical starring Ariana Grande. It debuted with 164 schmil globally. That made it the third biggest opening weekend of the year, behind only Deadpool and Wolverine and Inside Out. It's also a record for a Broadway musical adaptation. The story, of course, follows... Well, it's basically origin stories of the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah. I didn't know it was a musical.
Yeah.
And then there's Gladiator 2, which we have talked about a lot on this show. Kind of excited to see this. Of course, Joe and I don't know about you, Kirby, but we loved the original. A lot of people did. Gladiator, no, right? You're not.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You don't have the emotional attachment to Gladiator.
There is absolutely no emotions attached to the Gladiator franchise or the story of the Gladiators or Gladiators in general.
So Gladiator 2 brought in $55.5 million. This, of course, stars Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal. Critics are giving Wicked 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
While Gladiator 2 gets a 72% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I also want to throw this out there. Liam's new movie, Absolution, getting 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I got to tell Joe when he gets back on Wednesday that you can purchase that streaming at Absolution. I saw it on my guide this weekend.
I didn't think it was going to be opening big numbers in the actual theater box office.
No, that's more of a streamer. Just back in the day, we would have said, I'll wait for that one on Blu-ray or DVD.
Yes, yeah. Speaking of movies, we were just talking about like Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Holiday movies. Well, there's one that drops today on Paramount Plus. And it's called Dear Santa, and it stars Jack Black. The premise of this movie is kind of funny. So basically, it's like a child writing a letter to Santa and misspells Santa. Instead of saying that, they say Satan.
Oh.
And Jack Black plays this really hilarious Satan character that comes to like grant wishes. And it's a fun movie. But yeah, it drops today.
And where does it drop?
Paramount Plus.
So that'll be available if you want to basically. And I told you about the new Ben Stiller movie that's called Nutcrackers.
Right.
I believe that'll be on Prime.
Okay.
Coming soon.
Nice.
All right. That is your entertainment roundup.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
I will never underestimate you again.
Okay.
You know.
Let's not get excited.
The big slice goes away for a few days. He's back on Wednesday. And that man is in charge of the thermostat in here, the lighting, and
Note taking.
I wasn't note taking for sure. We can add that on the list, and also hallway,
relations.
The hallway relations.
Well, relations makes it seems like.
Yeah, he's not having relations with anybody in the hallway that he works with. No, let's take that back. I don't need a meeting with human resources right after the show. He's very good in the hallway. He's a good team guy, Joe. So when he goes to fill up his water like 20,
he's good for morale.
20 times a show because he's very hydrated. You can hear him in the hall just chatting up every person he walks by. So he's very good for morale in the office. But you, in his absence, you have taken over some of his duties. And mainly the big one this morning is the temperature in the room, because they're trying. It's a work in progress right now, because it's a brand new building here on Scurfield. We moved from Osborne Village, and there's been some difficulties. Last week it was like a sauna in here, or a couple of weeks ago. That was and give it to our boss Iron Mike, man. He's been all over it, so much so that we have an entirely new system in here, and it's worked. It's worked. It's not hot anymore. It's a work in progress, but I would say the immediate results are a much better temperature in our studio. However, we came in this morning, and I don't know if it's because...
Oh, my goodness. We could have seen our breath.
You can hang meat in here this morning.
I think it was warmer outside than it was in the studio.
It was for sure.
Oh, my God.
Super cold. And I didn't do anything about it. You know, I sat down on my computer. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this on a Monday morning. I don't know what to do. There's a unit here in the corner with there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on.
But I give it to you, Kirby. You've taken care of it, and it's very comfortable all of a sudden.
Well, it's funny because all they did was put an AC unit in here, because I own one of these things. It's like one of those portable ACs that you can get that hooks into your window.
Mm-hmm.
Although we don't have a window in here, it's I don't know where it goes. Honestly, they cut a hole in the roof. It's like Narnia, man. I don't know where it goes, but
I think
they're getting air from somewhere. Okay.
I think John McClane is hanging out from Die Hard in the ductwork.
The ducks.
And he set that up. No, but
it seems to be at a decent temperature this morning.
You know how to operate this, so you got the temperature comfortable in here this morning.
When it comes time to clean the air
the filters, you can do that
I can
too.
also do that.
You better be careful of making offers like that. Iron Mike will tap you to take care of this.
Well, I don't want anything to do with what happens once it goes up into the rafters there.
You do.
Like,
get in there.
No.
Come on. Can't wait. I cannot wait for Wednesday to let ILO know that you've taken over some of his duties.
Well, I don't want to step on I don't want to step on any toes around here.
Not gonna
I'll
be
gladly
happy.
hand that responsibility back over to the big guy.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. AC/DC shot down in flames at 7:20. JoJo, back on the show Wednesday. He's enjoying some vacation. So Philly and Kirby this morning.
We're going to deal with some cloud this morning, a 60% chance of some flurries as well. The risk of freezing rain. We're sitting at minus 11, but with the wind chill minus 18.
When's that risk of freezing rain?
It says like later this morning.
Yuck. Let's hope that doesn't materialize.
Yeah, because that can make things, obviously messy out there.
Generally does. Remember on Friday, Kirby, I think it was Friday, you were talking about that hockey game between...
The good old hockey game is the best game you can play.
Go Curbs, go Curbs. Between the Mayor's team versus the Premier's team.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically Gillingham versus Canoe. It's going to be at Gateway Community Club this Saturday, 11:15.
And it's to celebrate Winnipeg 150, which is like amazing because like it's going to be so cool. I don't even know who to cheer for, really. I mean,
Whoa. You now have a team to cheer for.
I do?
You do. Over the weekend, PJK was invited to be the guest coaches for the Mayor's team.
Is it because we're Instagram friends?
That didn't come up when I got the text message. It did not come up.
I thought maybe it was because Scott Gillingham and I became Instagram friends around this time last year at our Give-a-thon.
Good on yourself for giving yourself the credit on this one, but I don't think that's why. It's very Kirby-like, but I don't think that's the reason. I think it's just,
Is it because you have actual coaching skills?
Well, I was going to go there a little bit, but I evened out that. I think it just...
And then they just felt bad about not including Joe and I, so they said you can bring your friends.
No, I think, I'll say this. We have all gotten to know the mayor. Oh, we know the Premier, too. We've gotten
Yes, that's what I mean. It was going to be hard for me to choose, but I guess I'm going to be on the bench of the mayor, so...
Put it this way. I would have taken a coaching opportunity either way. I would have coached for the mayor or the Premier, but I just have to throw it by you. Are you down with this? Or you want to jump behind a bench and coach the mayor's team with Joe and I?
Do I get a clipboard and a whistle?
You better. You don't need a whistle.
Okay.
A whistle would be for a practice. So we're not...
Okay.
As far as I know, we're not guiding them through a practice before, like in a couple...
I gotta brush up on some plays.
Yes,
and then,
some plays.
Oh, this is exciting. I just can't even believe this.
Listen, if the mayor thinks we're taking this lightly, like he's sadly mistaken. We're going in hardcore.
Okay, so I actually am going to stay in my lane. I'm not going to give any advice on the actual game of hockey. I am going to be there for motivation.
That's what you're awesome for.
My job on that bench will be giving the team words of encouragement and motivational sayings.
Okay.
I think it's going to go over great.
So you know what? You've got to bring a whole bunch then. Because what if they get down a couple of goals?
I'll write a few down in the journal today. Yeah. Some
good
ones. I'll find some sports-related motivational sayings.
And again, we do... Suddenly now this game's gotten a lot more serious because we don't want to lose this game now because it looks bad on the coaches.
Oh, God,
We're behind the bench.
We can't have this... We can't lose. This is... The last time they did this was 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When they had the then mayor and then premier head-to-head.
The idea of bringing us in, you can tell how important it is for the mayor to win this game.
I'm going to have to get Joe to give me one of his sport coats to borrow for the game.
That's not bad.
I want to look the part.
We'll put him in his fedora.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get a flat hat, sport coats, full suits.
Suits.
Like Toe Blake, Punch Imlach, full suits behind the bench.
I love it.
Gateway, 11:30 on Saturday. Prepare that speech. Spend the week, prepare that. I'm assuming
it's going to be movie-esque.
We're going to
I'm telling you, this could be like one of those moments where people tear up. And it's like you could just hear the music playing in the background.
Everybody's gonna be crying in the dressing room for Kirby's speech.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
On the topic of PJK coaching the Mayor's team in the Mayor versus the Premier hockey game, part of the 150 Manitoba 150 celebrations. Saturday, Gateway, 11:15. Canoes team, Wob Canoes team against Scott Gillingham's team. And yes, we have been tasked with coaching the Mayor's team. They have asked, they've reached out. Not a big surprise with the amount of hockey expertise in the studio here with PJK.
So much expertise.
We're taking advice for Kirby as far as, not just things to say, but mannerisms behind the bench. You're already thinking about borrowing one of Joe's sports coats. I don't see him doing that. I don't see him lending you one. Don't you? You have sports coats. You must have a pantsuit in the closet.
I got a pantsuit somewhere.
Throw that on.
Okay.
Throw the pantsuit on.
I'm gonna. Who is it? Jessica, who's behind the bench of the Kraken. Season?
There you go.
That's my inspo.
Absolutely. Watch her mannerisms. Anyway, someone on the Boston Pizza text line 762-555 says, Kirby, start with this one. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So drop that one.
Well, that's a classic Gretzky line.
So wait. I love that you threw that out as if you knew that. I told you off air. You are the best.
Gretzky. I know, okay?
Doesn't preface it with Phil. You told me that was a Gretzky quote. Just...
Okay, what about this one, too? I was thinking about this. Winning isn't everything. You got to say with authority, too. You get them hyped up, okay? Mm-hmm. Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is.
Well, it's kind of a Vince Lombardi quote.
It is a Vince Lombardi quote. This is the thing is I'm going to be throwing out. I can't make my own quotes on the go here all the time. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'm going to have to borrow.
Well, not sometimes. I think you go and grab all kinds of those famous coaching quotes.
Yeah.
Google it up, and we'll get you'll get lots of advice from our listeners too. There's lots of hockey coaches not only lots of hockey coaches, lots of athletes who have played some form of sports in their lives, and that means they've had coaching, Kirby. So, look, you played basketball at a decent high level. You know the coaching routine. Yes. Like, how long did you play basketball for?
Into
high school?
All through junior high and all through high school.
Yeah. Low post. You were like Shaq in Drayton Valley.
I was center.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Throwing the elbows around.
Yeah.
So you know you have
usually got fouled out once in a while.
Do a mix of Braveheart and Any Given Sunday.
There's some great lines that
don't have to get ready, just stay ready. Look at this. They are pouring in.
Yes. I love it. Keep it coming. I'm going to write these down.
Can I just give you one tiny, and Joe will give you this too when he gets, this will be the
I thought we were there to give the advice.
No, but
you're giving me the advice?
I'm giving you a bit of advice before we even get there.
Oh boy.
Don't be late. Okay, because that's a Kirby.
Oh God.
That's a Kirby classic.
Yes, but
if you're coaching a team, you have to be there early if you're the coach. So this can't be Kirby time.
How early though? Because I'm not going to be there to run drills before.
There's no drills beforehand at a game. You're thinking of a practice.
Okay.
You don't need a whistle. You don't need skates. You're not running a tracksuit.
Do we have to do the walk across the ice like the coaches do?
At Gateway, yes, probably. Yeah, there'll be a walk across the ice.
My
yes,
God.
there will.
Okay, that's a concern.
Yeah,
we're going to have to talk
heels.
about that. Can I hang on to the both of you, please?
No heels.
I would like to keep upright.
And nothing looks... Okay, you'll lose the dressing room. Here's another... if you're late, you will lose the room,
I'm
Kirby.
not losing the room. I'm dating the room, okay?
Get there on... What?
I don't know. It's the opposite of lose.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
22% of people admit that they do this when they go to the grocery store. What are they doing?
22% of people admit they do this at the grocery store. What are they doing? Good morning.
Philly.
They will grab a piece of fruit and take a bite.
Nope, it's not helping themselves to anything.
Okay. 780 City, 780 2484. Hello.
Let's go with price switching.
No, not price switching. No.
It's tougher to do than ever.
Price switching.
Well, you can do it at like, for example, you shouldn't do this, but at
I was gonna say.
Well, I've thought about it, but I can't bring myself to do it. When you're ringing in apples, some of the apples are more expensive than other brands of apples, and it gives you up options. So you punch in apple on the self-check.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, but then you have to kind of have knowledge about what apples are cheaper, and you shouldn't do that. So let's not even get into it, Kirby.
I'm going to be honest, at my Safeway, like the person that's working that self-checkout area,
they're all over you.
They're like hovering like a...
Same here. Like, and they assume I won't know the apples and the produce, and they come over right away.
So you need the code?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, geez, sorry.
Well, geez. You've been there the whole time or what? Good morning.
Yeah, I am. I'll go with Philly there.
At the grocery store,
all
what
right.
percentage?
22% of people admit they do this when going to the grocery store.
Use the washroom in the middle of their grocery shop.
No, that's not it. That's the worst though, because usually you got to go get a key from somebody.
Well, and what do you do with your you got to like trust. You got to leave your groceries there in the
abandoned cart.
Yeah. No, leave it near the bathroom. And then if you hear someone go to grab
Wheel it in with you.
Hey, if you hear someone talking about it, whose card is this? You got to yell from the bathroom. That's mine. I'm almost done. By the way, you're out of TP in here. Hi, City.
They'll just wait at the line to go grab one thing quickly.
That's the worst when you're behind somebody like that, but we've all done it. No, that's not it. No.
Thanks.
Send your partner. Honey, you got to go grab. I forgot avocados.
Yeah. It's in aisle 7.
Hurry up. And then when you're waiting, everybody's like, what? You got to roll your eyes. Go, I don't know what's taking him so long.
You got to at least blame it on him, though, or her.
Good morning, City.
Morning.
Morning. You got a guess for us?
About take up 2 parking spots.
How about take up 2 parking spots? Yes.
At the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you see it all the time where people park, to alleviate getting dinged.
You know, the amount of dings that are happening at like ding and runs in parking lots nowadays, I almost am starting to not blame people who take up a spot and a half, or I now get the people who park really far from the entrance, because it used to be like, oh, yeah, worried about your vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I am.
And then you got to pay the deductible if you got to get it worked on.
You got a newish vehicle, you don't want a big door ding on there.
Ugh, yeah.
Who's this?
It's Riley.
Riley, congratulations.
Nice.
You're the winner. Hang on the line.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
How's your Christmas shopping going, Kirby? Have you started it yet? Do you usually start it in December? Are you one of those people that's way far ahead? You have what you need done already?
You know, I was actually thinking about that this weekend. Like I was going to put together a list of people that I got to shop for.
Mm-hmm.
At least get things organized, you know?
So you are not finished yet?
No.
Haven't even started. Do you have a lot of people to buy for? Is this an intense sort of process for you?
No, I mean, like I have a few children in my life that I buy for, and then I've got like a few friends. But some of my friends, we have like an agreement where we don't do any gifts. We just like go out for dinner and, you know.
Yeah, that's what I got. Drinks with some of my Transcona buddies, but I ain't buying no gifts for my friends. Even in this studio, we stopped the whole gift exchange thing.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny you bring that up because I did read something this morning about how more people are being like okay with buying and receiving secondhand gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done that, the three of us before, where we gifted something to each other that we already owned, which was quite funny because I now own the game of
Twister.
Twister, thanks to you.
Thanks to that, we did that one year. Yes, we did.
You got candlesticks, I think.
Uh-huh.
From
Do you still play Twister?
I have honestly never
it's-
taken that game out of the box.
It's tough to
I
play
still
by
have
yourself.
It, though.
You live by yourself. So what are you going to do? Play with the cats?
The cats are not a great participant in the game of Twister. And you know what? It's not really a game you whip out when you have somebody over for the first time. Like,
Why
hey,
not?
welcome. Come on and take your shoes off.
If you're going back to Drayton Valley, bring Twister with you. Hey,
man.
let's go.
My family members are weird enough already. We don't need a game of Twister to make things weirder.
I could not play Twister anymore. Like, God no. Like,
Well,
all
I think
joking
you would actually
aside.
wake up feeling very sore.
Well, I just can't. We know about my unbendable legs, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
And it's just I got the sciatica. Like Twister is, I feel like a young people's game with some booze involved. But as far as like, I have no interest in playing.
So you and Stacy weren't playing that game. It was the
No.
boys that were playing that game.
Yes, you don't have to disinfect it, Kirby.
Okay,
You're good to
because
go.
I was gonna say I haven't taken the mat out.
You're good. If you
Okay.
decide to play it, you don't have to worry about
Spray it down. Take it to
anything.
a car wash.
Nothing.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
As we get closer to Christmas, what I love about the Shoppers Drug Mart Price is Right contest is that the GC seems to grow. $200 last week, $300 at Shoppers this week. Man, that would help.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Huge around this time of year.
Absolutely.
There's so many gift ideas at Shoppers. 2 items. Philly and Kirby will put in the PJK basket. You got to tell us what the total combined price is. Can't go over. It's got to be before taxes and no sale prices. And you text that to 762-555. I will go first. This is something we need in our house. The Sunbeam Express heating pad with express heat, standard size. This heating pad, I'm going to give you some of I love giving you a few of the specs. It helps provide soothing heat relief in 30 seconds for fast heat and fast relief.
Well, that's what you want, you know.
Well, you don't want to wait around for the thing to heat up. Let's go. My back is sore right now.
I have one of those old school heating pads. It's not even a heating pad. It's like one of those things you fill up with hot water.
We've had those.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't, it does the trick, I guess. But a heating pad's way better.
We have various handheld like massagers that heat up and stuff in the house, but this is one thing we don't have, and I'm dead serious. Like, we need one of these in our house. The Sunbeam Express heating pad with express heat, standard size, Kirby.
Nice. Well, I don't know about you, but my lips are peeling this time of year. Like, my lips are so dry because of the winter and the cold and stuff. So I need some Carmex.
Oh, that stuff's good.
This is my favorite. It's classic. But, yeah.
Flavored?
No.
That stuff doesn't come in flavored?
No. I think it comes in like a berry flavor. But this is the 3 squeeze tubes. So it's the 3-pack of the classic lip balm.
The worse it tastes, the better it works. Carmex, man.
You're definitely
Heavy
not
duty.
applying it before you're having a makeout session. Like, I'll tell you that much. It's just supposed to, like, for me, I put it on before bed. Like, I slather it up on there on my lips. And then by the time I wake up, my lips are, like, nice and moisturized.
Don't offer a guy some Carmex right after you have a makeout session, because then it looks like you're unhappy with his lips.
Yeah, here, put
Okay.
some of this on those dry-ass lips. It's like making out with sandpaper. My God, I think I got pieces of your lip tissue.
So let us know what the total combined cost of those 2 items is. You could be winning yourself a GC from Shoppers Drug Mart worth $300.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.